4M. Welcome to another exciting episode of 4M. 4M TV USA is a TV initiative from North America focused on mental health. 4M stands for mental health, migration, multi-language, culture, and mindfulness. Okay, so we are participating mindfulness beyond borders. Having said that, we have two very special guests with us. Welcome, Madina and Rishad. Welcome to our studio, Madina and Rishad.
Hey Shweta,
Thank
how
you
are you?
so much. Thank you for having us here today. We are so honored to talk to you and be around here and be in your channel. Thank you.
Hey
And
Shweta, how you doing?
I
Hope
am doing great. Virginia's weather is not helping. You guys are my fellow Virginians, so you know what I'm talking about. It's so muggy and rainy, right?
it's a little bit gloomy. Yeah, it's that type of the weather that you just want to grab a cup of coffee and just get under the blankets, possibly grab a book, read a book, or just watch a good movie. So yes,
You
you are correct on that.
You just gave me an idea. How about I should name this show as Coffee with Shweta? How
That
about that?
sounds good.
That
That
was
sounds great, right?
invite us again.
So usually we say ladies first, but Medina, you are my friend, so I am just gonna go with your brother Rishad first, right? So
Hey.
Rishad.
All right, I see how it is. That's fine.
Yes, I'm very excited to know more about his book. So, for our listeners and viewers who doesn't know, Rishad is a great writer. He has this great book selling on Amazon, Escape from Kabul. So, Rishad, tell us about your book.
Shweta, thank you for the introduction. So my name is Rishad Arbab Sangi. I come from Kabul, Afghanistan. We migrated about 20 plus years. First, we left when Kabul got taken over by terrorist Taliban. We left Kabul and fled to near neighboring country, Pakistan. And from Pakistan, we were living in Peshawar, then moved to Islamabad, and from there, eventually, we came to America. So throughout that journey, we left about the year 2000, 2001 when the big 9/11 hit the Twin Towers. So what was happening was we were in Afghanistan, we were being terrorized. And by the time we got to America, all of a sudden the picture got turned. I must have been at that time around first or second grade when we came. And it's not just for us Afghans. I would say it's that whole part of the world, whether you're, it's easier to say any brown person, you know,
Yeah.
whether you're Afghan, whether you're Pakistani, Indian, Bangladeshi, Arab, anybody that lived in Western world, we all got targeted, saying that you guys are, you know, terrorists. You're the cause of this 9/11, which in fact that is complete opposite. So we were getting terrorized in Afghanistan, come here, and all of a sudden we are being portrayed as a terrorist. So again, landing here, we were being terrorized, but by kids, by people, westernized people, Western people that didn't know anything. So that's what inspired me to write this book, Captive in Kabul, so I can share my experience, my family's experience with the world. Show them that, okay, just because we're from that part of the world, that doesn't mean we're all bad, ugly, barbaric people. Those people that got those countries are, but we are not. We are just like you guys, hardworking people. We get up in the morning, try to provide, protect, show love with our to our family. We go out in the streets, try to make a living for ourselves. We go through heartbreaks just like you guys. And when I keep saying you guys, it's mostly my target audience that I want to open their eyes is Western people. Obviously, when you go to neighboring countries such as Iran, who share the same language, share the same culture, same people as us, even Pakistan and India, we all can relate to each other very easily. But when you cross the border, come to Europe and America, these guys really don't know a lot about it. When they think of India, they think people who are playing the flute for snakes. When they think of Afghanistan,
Snake charmer, here
that's
we
it.
come.
That's it.
I don't like snakes.
And we have one right here. And then when they think of Afghanistan, they think of terrorists.
Yeah.
So both of us are being targeted, and especially obviously when they think of Arab, they think desert people, so they have this whole picture of us as those barbaric uh, first or second century people with no education, no class, no nothing. Only thing that they think about us is that these are, these horrible, scary people. But that's not true. You go to strictly, I'm going to talk a little bit about Afghanistan and then just move through the whole place.
Yeah.
You go to Afghanistan, you find people like Rumi, Maulana, who the whole world still to this day read his poetry. You find people like Sadi, Hafiz. There are so many poets. The Islam golden age came from that part of the world, And you go to India,
How
you
about
have
Sufi? How
great
about
mythics.
Sufi Kathaks? So I do Sufi style
Yeah,
dance.
yeah. हम सूफी से बात करते हैं जो मौलाना
Oh my God, you can speak in Hindi. I love
थोड़ा
it.
थोड़ा
Thoda thoda.
थोड़ा
Okay.
थोड़ा yeah.
We can talk in Hindi thoda thoda then.
थोड़ा
And
थोड़ा
he's showing his India
Yeah,
off right
yeah.
now.
yeah. So basically that this is literally what this book is about. It's about
Show it and then let them know the picture has changed.
yeah, obviously the image had to be changed due to the team that was working on the graphics and all that. But again, the name of the book is Captive in Kabul. It is literally for the whole world to see what Afghanistan went through when it was the first takeover of the Taliban, and what people are going through this day. Except, guess what? They got a lot stronger, and they want the world to recognize them as a government, which is
I just was about to say challenges makes you stronger and stronger, and
yeah.
then you come out as something else, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. Yes.
So I believe I've spoken a lot. I'll let you stop.
Oh no, no. Actually, I wanted to give you a chance to speak because when Madina and I start, we are not gonna stop. We
You're gonna be
for
done.
each other. So let me give all of you a little background on like how we met. So there is a movie Jab We Met, right? Have you guys
Yeah.
seen this movie, right? So Jab We Met, right? So Madina and I think we met in this Pakistani convention for the fashion show, right? So we both were showstopper for two different designers.
Yeah.
We were getting ready, and we both were admiring each other. I'm like, oh my god, this girl looks gorgeous. And she was, and then later after the show, I was like, oh my god, her walk was so awesome. And then she's so friendly. She came up to me, oh, I love you, and then she started talking about me, and we just clicked.
Yeah.
From that day onwards, I mean, yes, we don't meet every day, but she is constantly in my mind, in my thoughts, and my prayers. I just love this girl, and she is an amazing human. And we both happen to be queens, so we both connect at
Queen.
that level. But yeah, she is Miss Global Afghanistan. So Medina, tell us about your fashion journey.
So I started this a few years ago, and I was growing up, I was a very shy person. So I never ever would have thought that I would walk in a runway, or I would, the tension would be on me. That was something that I was like, no, no. Even if someone would talk to me, I would like literally get so red. I couldn't even talk to people. But as I grew up a little bit, older, and then I was like, okay, seeing all the challenges that Afghan women we go through, and most people think that Afghan women don't even exist. And when I say we're Afghan, they just like look at us like we have like 15 eyes. They're like, what? You're Afghan? No, you don't look Afghan. What is an Afghan supposed to look like?
Yeah, I
So-
get I take it as a compliment. I get it all the time. Oh, you look like Afghanistan. You look like Pakistani. Nobody ever said that I look like India.
Well,
like-
you're so beautiful, so I'm sure you get all the compliments.
So I'm telling you, Kabul girls are amazing, beautiful. Yes.
But so just like, because everybody like kept asking me like, okay, are you like, where you, like Afghan women, how do they look? How come we don't see Afghan women out in the world? So they only thought of us, as like wearing burqas, and we're all like just these messy, nasty looking people. But people in reality don't know the history of Afghanistan, and fashion used to be so big in Afghanistan. The whole they used to call Kabul the little, like the Paris of fashion of the world. That's what it used to be known as before all the wars happened and everything. They used to have fashion shows back in the day. Now, recently, now Paris and all these places are the big places. But back in the day, that's when all the fashion shows would happen, was in Kabul, Afghanistan. And people don't know that. They just think like we're all these Talib looking and we just wear these burqas, and you can only see our eyes, but that's not the reality.
Tina, where did you get that from? I always admired you all. I mean, I always, and to date, I mean, even when I sit with my friends, we talk, these girls are just amazingly beautiful. So, I mean, everyone admires everyone. And there is a saying in India also, Basra ki hoor, which is like they are the prettiest of all, right? So, I don't know where you're getting that from. No, we know you guys are amazingly beautiful. So whoever is saying that, it's completely false.
Well, I grew up in a place where it was like mostly all Americans, and not that I'm saying it's just them, but like it, like people will say stuff unless they know something. Like if you don't know, then you're gonna say whatever that's in your mind, whatever the media has told you or showed you, your brainwash. So my whole thing was like, okay, like I need to get in the fashion industry. I need to get in and show the world that we Afghan women are just the same as every other woman. We're all the same exact type of human. Just the only difference is we speak a different language, or we look a little bit different than the rest of the women, but we're exactly the same. So that was my whole thing, and that's why I started in the modeling and everything. And then from there, I was approached from the pageant world asking me if I can represent Afghanistan, because clearly there's not many Afghan women that are actually able to represent Afghanistan, and they don't have a lot of pageant girls, a lot of pageant queens. So I was like, I need to, and I didn't do it for a reason to do something or to be known out there, but I just did it to put Afghanistan's name out there.
And you did it so well. I mean, the minute you walk in any venue or any show, you are a head turner. I mean, when you came for our Miss India DMV pageant, right? You were our special guest, and everyone was like, "Who is she?" And I was like, I am proud friend of this beauty.
Thank you. And I would like to thank you and everybody, your whole team, for having me there as a special guest. It was an amazing time. I always love being around my Indian friends and everyone, but I felt very special, very honored the way I was treated with everybody. Like I felt like a queen, honestly.
You are one. You are one. You have earned it. And that's where, see, our channel wants to promote mental health. And that you two are the true example of this. You have been through all that. And it's still, see how strong and how successful both of you are.
And
I mean,
thank you.
yeah, go ahead.
Shweta, you do bring a great point. You said, you and Madina did bring a good point. You said, our friends. Afghanistan, if you look at the history, Afghanistan and India have always been friends.
Yes.
Always. We share literally the same culture, the same food.
Yes.
You guys eat biryani, we eat biryani. You guys, about like what, 50% of Farsis in Urdu,
Yeah.
we like, that's why Afghans can pick up Hindi, Urdu very easily, just because we have the same language. And
something in Hindi for us.
I think he
just say something.
He's always just saying the one word, Tora Tora.
Tora, that's all. For last like half an hour, when we were talking also, like, I'll talk in Hindi, but Tora aati hai.
ये जानती है उर्दू और हिंदी, but इतनी बात नहीं कर सकती, इसीलिए.
Kar Sakti. So when you're saying Kar Sakti, that means you're talking about a girl.
Yeah, see, the beauty of Urdu, you guys have feminine and masculine, but we don't. Of course, it's all just very easy,
I think that's what I lack in, just knowing the for the women or the men. I just say everything as whatever, as what.
They all are same, right? Equality, right?
As long as you get your point across, that's all.
Exactly. So it's more like heart-to-heart connection. I exactly know what you meant and what you're trying to say. Like you have to have an open mind and an open heart, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I promise you, if you right now go to Afghanistan, almost any part, a lot of people are going to speak Hindi. You want to know why? Bollywood movies. Everybody grew up trying to be Amitabh Bachchan or Shah Rukh Khan. They were like the idols that we would just dream of becoming.
Yeah.
And so yeah, the connection.
Which is your favorite movie? Which is your favorite movie from any Bollywood movie which you
That's a
remember?
good question.
Now I'm like, okay, let me just go back
Right.
to my notes.
uh, I guess I'm just gonna say Kuch Kuch Hota Hai because that's the only thing that's coming into my mind. That's all I.
That's a lovely.
Actually, I like the movie. I just remembered my favorite movie of Indian is Have Girlfriend.
Oh, I
What's
haven't
the
watched that. Yeah,
So I just
Yeah,
like the
it's
whole story of how like
it's Kapoor,
what's the
the young
Kapoor's son?
Kapoor.
Yeah, the youngest Kapoor. What's
Sonam Kapoor, Arjun Kapoor.
he's my favorite. If he's watching this, you're my favorite.
He's a lucky guy. I mean,
He's
look
looking for a wife right now.
for you.
No, he's very good. I actually really like that. But the movie itself, just the story of the movie, the struggles he goes through, and even though everyone tells him don't marry this girl, but he ends up being with her, and that's like the same struggle of like what we go through in life, as
Yeah,
Afghans. People always like put us down. You're this, you're that, and then same thing with his book. The whole idea of this book is that no matter what we went through, we somehow made it. You can't always just like if you go through one tragic thing, you can't just sit at home and cry about it.
yeah,
Same thing with mental health and everything. Just because you go through something, it's hard. It's hard to go through something difficult in life. But your job is to just get
Yes,
out. You
yes.
push through, you get out, and just know there's something better waiting for you. And you need to make your life better. We can't just sit and cry
Yeah,
every day.
yeah. She brings another great point when she said that just like in his book, there's good chapters and there are good number of chapters. But one thing that, as she said, that comes to my head, in one of the chapters, you'll see that this family is going through struggle. That we literally didn't have food at one point for a straight 3 days.
oh my God.
Literally, and we were what, 2 3, there were 7 of us, young kids. Father was not there because father had gotten kidnapped. My
Oh,
mother had to become the man of the house, and the Taliban wasn't allowing her to, because she's a woman, be outside. So my oldest brother, who was around 4 or 5, had to become the man of the house, and we were eating literally dry bread, and that's all we had, and that was a blessing, because then after that we didn't even have that. But we didn't let that hold us there, right? That was then. You got to come out, and just, you can't hold on to those dark images, otherwise mental health, you will crash. So you just got to keep going and say that tomorrow's going to be better,
Every
tomorrow's
day
going
is
to
a
be
new
better.
day.
I have more respect for both of you now. I mean, I have always loved Medina and Rashid. Rashid, I am meeting you for the first time. Hopefully, I'll see you guys both tomorrow, and we have a plan, right? But honestly, I mean, when I am hearing all this, people should take both of you as a living, breathing example of how something so bad didn't let you fall. You guys came back stronger. I mean, this is not just a saying. You guys are true example of that, right? So I mean, it's not that yeah, everyone has good days and bad days, but it should not. I mean, life is beautiful. I mean, till the time you are living and breathing, you have hope. Never let it die. Hope is one thing we should always hold on to. Be positive that tomorrow is going to be better than
Yes,
how I'm feeling today. So,
yes.
and it will be better. What you basically send in the universe, it
It
gives you
comes
back.
back.
That it
Yeah.
comes back, right?
Vibration. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I truly believe in that. So Medina, tell us about the initiative you are working to help our Afghan friends for resettlement and all.
So I recently had to basically I took a leave from my job because when I heard all the refugees. So I am very big on this whole thing with the refugees and helping anyone. And it's not just Afghanistan. I'm not just saying this because I'm Afghanistan. I'm wearing a shirt that says "Free Afghanistan." Not just that, but with the whole Palestine and with China, with whatever they were going through, Africa, whatever, Yemen, anywhere, anyone that's going through something, India, anything, I'm always the first to stand because I believe in we all have to stand together.
And
We
because
have-
we
yeah.
went through it ourselves, first-hand experience, we didn't know if we were going to be alive tomorrow. But sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. So it's just like from what I went through, I know the struggles of what people go through. So anywhere, anyone that I know they're going through something, I'm the first to post something on my Facebook, Instagram, wherever I can. I mostly use Instagram, but whatever I can, I stand up for what's right. I cannot sit back and close my eyes and be like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything. That's not the right thing. So I'm always there. And while I was there, it just like to this day, every day when I'm going and I'm working with these refugees, it broke my heart. Like the first day that I went, they put me with all the kids that are there, and some of these kids are there without their parents. Their mom and dad, they're probably dead or they don't know if they're alive. These are the videos that you see people handing over their children. These are the kids that first day I walked in. These are the kids I worked with. And the first day, like I when I sleep, Shweta, like I cannot get this out of my eyes. Like I cannot get this out of my mind. I dream about this one child. He was literally walking around, no shoes, no diaper, no nothing, and he must have cried so much from whatever he went. And he might be like maybe a year or a year and a half or so. He's just starting to walk. Like he was just walking around. He had a little bag of chips in his hand. He must have cried so much. His eyes were so red that he had little pimples growing around
Oh
his
my God.
eyes from crying so much.
Oh my God.
That broke my heart so bad. And as the moment I held him, he didn't want to go to anybody. All the people kept coming. A few people came and asked him, like, come here, and he kept crying. I don't know what it was, the connection with him and I just held him and I just put his head on my chest and I said, it's okay. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. He was so tired and he just kept looking at me, not a word. Every other kid were playing or they were crying, doing this child, nothing. He just kept looking. And then I put a diaper on him, put some little clothes, cleaned him up, and everybody that kept asking, come here, he wouldn't go to him. He just held on to my shirt like this. He wouldn't let go. For a few seconds, he was so comfortable, he just fell asleep. I looked at him and I couldn't stop. I couldn't hold my tears. I couldn't hold back. Looking at that situation of that child, like anybody that sees that, they will go through depression. Like for sure, that will make you depressed. And then from that on, like we were passing used clothes. Like the stuff that here, when we see it, all the people that have so much, they wouldn't even look at used clothes. These stuff that were donated are so like they're just the way they're disgusting, dirty, all torn apart. This
Oh,
older guy, he came up and he was like, can I please get something? My feet, so when he fled from Afghanistan, he came with just flip-flops and he has some type of sickness in his legs. He came to me and he looked at me, now older guy, like maybe the age of my grandpa or something, looking at me, begging me for just a pair of shoes. He's like, my feet are burning. For the past few days, I've had nothing to wear. I don't have warm clothes. Like I don't like, I feel like I'm so sick. My feet are burning. Please, I'm begging you, just give me anything to wear, keep my feet warm. Now I didn't even think he would take those shoes. The shoes, I showed it to him, and it was him and between another guy. They were deciding who to take it because they both needed something. That like I can't get that image when I sleep. I cannot get that image out of my
so
mind. So
Medina, sorry to interrupt, but to make you feel little better, I mean, I have been working with few people, and there, yes, there are people who are, you know, yes, they're donating, which they should not be putting these kind of stuff there for in such a miserable but there are people, I mean, and this is because I am also working with few people.
mhm.
They have literally, one day a truck came to my house, a Costco truck, and they kept unloading stuff. I'm like, okay, how many people sent this stuff? They said, oh, just one girl. $7,000 stuff from
Wow,
Costco.
wow,
$7,000. I'm not even exaggerating the fact. And she doesn't want to take her name. She's like, no,
wow.
I don't want to be acknowledged. Or I
That
just,
is amazing.
because I have been, a few years back, her family migrated when this Pakistan partition happened. Their family migrated or something happened.
Sure.
So she knows, she was saying, I can feel, I mean, still, she said that when I came to US, we had just pennies in hand and we
Yeah.
built from scratch. And I decided that the day I will be 40, I will have $7 million in my bank account. And she made it. that
Wow.
is that is called a success story. From
Yeah.
nothing, they were like three or four brother and sister, and with very miserable condition.
Yeah.
Dad was sick, and you know uh, she became man of the house, and now they are running companies and all that, right? So she, but again, a lot of people are running companies, but who has the heart to give out, right, and feel
Yeah.
for these people, because
Yeah.
all they need is love and care.
Yeah.
And no, she didn't stop there. And then I said, okay, I'm still doing the drive, and if anyone, because that day, I mean, all that stuff couldn't fit in my car, so I had to call my friend then. And then when we went to the site, all those volunteers, they were like, what is this? I mean, we have not gotten so much of donation. Did you like buy whole Costco? And I'm like, yes, people are generous. And then in the second round, because she is so thoughtful of like all this, she said Halloween is coming. These kids are young. Yes, they are in this country. She sent about 100 or 200 Halloween costumes.
Oh,
Then all new, brand new clothes.
yeah.
Brand new. It's not used clothes. I mean, people are sending some decent used clothes, and they are not like with tags. I mean, they are
Yeah.
not like lightly used. They're very lightly, because Afghan people also wear clothes like how Indian people wear. So they are sending like really nice saris and all that they can make
Yeah.
something out of it. So luckily, fortunately, and then there is this person Raj from DC Root Band. I mean, he also bought a lot of stuff for kids from Costco, and people are spending like 500, $600 like anything. So they're
Yeah.
not thinking. So I'm very fortunate to work with such people. I mean, who have the heart to you know to feel for others, because honestly, I reach out to you, right? I really want to, even if it comes to adoption, I would like to. But if I can foster and give them a home, where, because winters are approaching and they have lost their home and loved ones, so if we can
Yeah.
help them, I
Yeah.
mean, I am the first one. I'm first in the line. Would love to. I'm going through that foster care training, and I did not know there has to be a training done. So I'm going through that training. Once I'm certified, I'm eligible. Please keep me in mind.
I got this. No,
Yes.
and just like you, Shweta, there are a lot of other amazing people that are actually trying to help. They see, and most of them actually went through the same struggle, so they have to give back. This
Yes,
is their
yes,
way of giving back.
yes.
And even if they didn't go, there are people who have never struggled, but then they see the situations of these refugees, and they're like, why should I sit back and not help?
Yes.
And then there are other people where they just close their eyes and they think, well, if it's not me, it has nothing to do with me or my people or my country, so why should I do something? That is the sad part. It's not about that these people are Afghan or they're Indian or this. Everyone needs to
They're just human.
yeah, they're human. We all
Yes.
need to hold hands together and do stuff like this. You're not doing much, but just putting a word out there, like, let's help whatever you don't need or whatever. If you have a few hundreds, just a few dollars, just buy something, do something.
Even if you don't want to give materialistic things such as clothes,
Mhm.
food, money, just share the awareness.
Yeah.
How
spread
much is
the
that
word.
going to cost you?
Yeah.
By you just spreading the awareness, it might go to a person that can do something, and guess what? You saved a life.
And
Okay.
one Rishad and Madina, one thing I have learned over the years, I mean, yes, I agree that there are people who have probably closed their eyes, maybe not, because everyone, if we see, we come across people, sometimes people don't even know how to. Really, trust me. There are when I said that I'm doing this drive, they need a person who can
Yes.
bring it together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Medina is taking initiative, or I am taking initiative, or someone else is. They just need someone because they just don't know how to. I mean, trust me, with this Afghan situation, people are like literally calling me left, right, and center. I'm like, oh my God! Like, I think every week I'm making a trip to the refugee camp,
Yeah.
and I'm happy to do so. I mean, I was so dying to see people, and I'm like, can I meet someone? And they're like, no, you cannot. I'm like, why not? I just want to hold a kid. I want to give them that
I
warmth.
want to, sorry, Shweta, can I just stop? I want to thank you for what you're doing, but
Yeah.
not as another Afghan. I want to just thank you as a human
Yeah.
for you being such a human at this time where humanity is kind of not there. So
You have a
thank
big heart. You really do, and you're doing a lot.
Yes.
This to some people may seem like you're just whatever you're gathering, but this is so big.
So,
There are
yeah.
refugees where they're literally thanking you.
Yes.
And for the people that don't know, like, I understand a lot of people don't know the situation, what's going on in Afghanistan. They see all of us posting stuff. They're probably like, what is going on? this book, if they want to read, if they want to see what Afghans went through, and this is a
And what they're
great
going
book
through still today.
today, what they went 20 years ago. And the sad part is, some like our parents, my parents, they're going through this twice. But this is a great book for a lot of people to see the situation through a young guy's eyes, like through with a young man's eyes, like what he went through. Like this was a young little boy, and what the children of the world they're going through. You know, so this would be a great way, awareness, whatever, a great way for them to learn and to understand why are we posting all these stuff. Because I literally get messages all the time like, what's going on? I'm like, okay, if you don't know, this book came just in time. Read this, then you will know why we're doing all this, why we're
No,
posting stuff.
yeah, and I completely agree with you, Medina. Honestly, I'm not too much into politics or news. I
Yeah.
don't watch it that much. I can barely remember the name of the president. Don't tell anyone. But what I feel, you're posting, I mean, person like me, right? I mean, it was an eye opener for me that there is some terrible situation. Because see, I see you, we both are kind of influencers, people follow us, right? And if we wore the crown not just as a jewel, right?
Yeah.
We have wore crown to show our social responsibility, and this is the time, and what you are doing, I'm so proud of you. You
Thank
have put everything aside, and this has become your primary focus, that I mean, you are sitting in a nice home, a cozy house, and you don't have to worry about, oh, I'm out of this situation. But
Yeah.
no, you have the heart to feel for others, right? You
Yeah.
are there for them. That means a lot, Medina, and keep doing it. And I will fully support you every day, every single minute of my life. So you have a friend
I
who is always going to
I
support
support
you.
everything you're doing, and I'm just so excited that I'm going to work with you, and we're going to collect all these donations, and we're gonna go and do whatever it takes to help as many people as we possibly can. So I'm really excited to work with you on that.
So, Medina, tell us, like, how can our viewers, or how can our listeners help all of us in this tribe? Because, as I said, a lot of people don't even know. I mean, everyone, I'm saying, like, every person I feel is great in their own way. Someone might be fighting their own battle, right? But everyone, by end of the day, they are human. There is humanity. I truly believe humanity is there, and they would love to help. So how can they help?
So I would think there are a few different ways. One, I would say order this book, read this book to have a better understanding of what people are going through. When you understand better, you will help better. You will actually want to help, not just give money, but you want to give it because you know that you're deeply helping someone. Two, spread awareness. People still, like I said, they don't know. So you have to spread these awareness. Maybe from by us spreading all these awareness, posting whatever it doesn't matter how many followers you have. If you can, like, one person can read this, one person can be impacted, that's all you can do. Because little by little, we have a saying, something against, and drop by drop will lead a river or ocean or something. That's what it is. Little by little, we can all come together, and if we spread awareness all together, this may stop with the war and everything that's happening right now. All these babies dying, children getting murdered, women getting raped, no education for women. They cannot do anything. They cannot show their beauty, none of that. So I stand strongly for women, and I need to show that. So that's a second way where they can post and spread awareness. This third thing is, you and I are obviously working through with this donation and stuff, and I will post the link in my Facebook. I will post the link in my Instagram where they can go and donate. Whatever they can donate, anything will be great. Like, it doesn't, there's no amount, and I'm sure, Shweta, you can talk more about that, the link or wherever we're going to post it.
Mhm.
We are going to work more together, and we're going to have, I even have a project that I was going to talk to you about, where I am going to have a fashion show where we will have different designers. They will send their clothing, and then you can, if you would like to come, just purchase the ticket. Whatever the money we make through that, the photographers, everybody, then we're going to use that money for these donations. Right
Yeah.
now, all we can do is help the ones that are here because they've
You
closed
have
all
a model who will always work for you.
You're my first model. So
Yes.
right now, the only thing we can do is help
Come to a protest.
the refugees here. But as soon as, because the borders, everything is closed in Afghanistan, they won't let us send money or nothing for the ones that truly need it.
No electricity,
No electricity,
no
no food,
internet.
nothing. Panjshir completely shut down. They don't even have food or anything. So what we're going to do right now, once they open everything, the genocide, whatever they're doing right now, we're trying to help that. So then once they open all that, then we can help collect donations, send
For
money,
them.
whatever we can do there. But right
Yes.
now we have to try to help here as much. And we also have protests for the
Protests,
ones that are living here. These are peaceful. I know when I say protest, people get scared, but these are peaceful protests.
Yes.
When we literally go to this whenever we have, all we do is we sit, we talk. That's all we do. Or we have a peaceful march. There's not such thing where we go mess anything.
No.
There's cops there. It's peaceful. We just wear our shirt that just shows we represent. We have people from, like, I have my Indian friends that are there.
Yes.
You know, my I actually have a lot of Indians that are supporting, and I do thank each and every single one of you guys.
Yes.
Anyone that is showing
We are
support.
all
Yeah.
one
Palestinian,
human.
everything.
We believe in humanity.
You-
We believe in spreading love. We all should just spread love. That's it. That should be
Absolutely.
one language.
Yeah, I
Nothing.
think
Absolutely.
she's right about the protests, but the protests aren't just happening in DC, Virginia. They're happening all over the world, such as in the West Coast, California, all those areas. When it comes to Europe and UK, I know there's a big community of Desi community, Afghan community. They're constantly putting protests. Germany, literally all over Europe, America, everywhere, people are putting protests. All we can ask from you guys is if you guys can join us.
Yeah,
You know?
but there's not
We
much. You're
would-
not spending money.
No,
You're not
nothing,
doing anything.
nothing. Even if you guys don't want to participate, you can learn probably a little bit,
Yeah.
from that. We can honestly appreciate that.
Yeah, and I mean, we will love all our 4M viewers and listeners to help our dear friend Medina and Rishad to basically spread more awareness and you know I know these people, Afghan people, they left their home, and especially in this COVID situation, it's
Yeah.
quite
Yes.
wrenching, right? So, our Medina, trust me. I mean, This was literally very heart wrenching when I went there in the base camp and I was talking to the volunteers, and when I came to know that there's 60% women and kids.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh my God, I just can't even imagine. And with winters approaching, I
Mhm.
mean, our West winter is not that great, right? We all, have cozy homes, but not these people. I'm like, that's where when I decided that, hey, I want to give some kids home.
Yeah.
And then I reached
What?
out to you.
Yeah.
Anything that we can help, or any way or any form, even if we are not giving money or donation, give your time,
Yes.
Yeah, that's all we
Please.
can ask.
sure, in some way, and to spread this awareness. Let's all do it, and we are there with you guys. So we are all with you. Yes.
Thank you.
And if I can just say one thing, Shweta, recently, like, obviously, as you know, I post a lot as much as I can, whatever cause anything. I
Mhm.
recently got a message from a few people telling me that, the world is tired of hearing and listening and seeing news about Afghanistan and the situation in Afghanistan. So I didn't want to say anything. The only thing I could think of is I just posted this little child, homeless, like these kids. Nobody wants to leave their home.
No.
Nobody wants to be in this situation. So I just posted this a very innocent child's face and how he looked like, and he was just sitting crying in the middle of the road because his parents were separated and we don't know if the parents are alive. So I just posted his picture and I said, look at that baby's eyes and tell me if you can still say that. He did not choose to do this. He did not choose to be in another country. He did not choose to go through this whole situation. It happened to him. So you telling me that, the world is tired? What do you think they're going through? Should they say the same thing? We're tired of being in this miserable life right now? So if one thing I do say, like, if you have people like any Afghans that you follow or you know Afghans, if you don't have anything nice to say, then just don't say nothing, because you don't know what we're going through. You have no idea the calls we get from back home, like this cousin of yours passed away, this baby cousin just got shot,
Shot, yeah.
this girl cousin of yours was just kidnapped and is forced to marry a Talib. Like, can you imagine? Like, nobody knows what we're going through. So if you don't have nothing nice to say, just don't say anything. It's okay if these are not your people, just because you're not from the same country with
We
them.
are all one. We are one race human.
We
That's all.
all come from the same, human genes. So at
Yes,
least,
we are all human. Doesn't matter, which country, which no, we are one race human, and we are all in this together. Whether it was a COVID situation, whether it's this COVID did not choose, right, whom to spare and whom to
no,
take.
no.
So
Exactly.
right, so it can happen. This was a very unfortunate situation that happened. And I would just say one thing, Medina: just keep doing your deeds. Don't focus on any negativity. If somebody is saying this kind of thing, just say God bless you, move on. Just
I,
say
I
God
don't even argue with them. I just let them, at least like they're seeing what I'm posting. If you have so much time to check out my post, then at least I have your attention. So I'm good.
that's good. So yeah, you are doing great. And Rishad, I am definitely buying your book. Definitely, I am so excited. I'm not into very books and all, but I will read your book.
You're not the only one. A lot of people don't aren't into the book, but I promise you, this is not a book where you're gonna get bored, because this is a very, very intimate experience from a family that you're gonna get. Just like it says, "Captive in Kabul." That's exactly what you're gonna see. It's literally a family's life and experience and story that they
Yeah.
go through struggle. And like I said, this happened to us 20 years ago, but I promise you, 90% of those people in Afghanistan are going through the same thing right now. I wish I could have changed the title of this. My goal was to actually publish just a couple of months from now, but the team, when they saw this crisis, they're like, let's get it. Right now, I would have loved to put the title "Captive in Panjshir." I'm very sure you have heard of that, right?
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
province that is completely blocked off of internet, water, food, everything. Constant massacre. Boys are getting kidnapped. Girls are getting raped. So that place is just getting butchered. So I wish that the whole world can get this book and just read it and just see what we're going through. And I promise that will change everyone's perspective of what's going
Absolutely.
on. And like what I want to end this talk with myself is, there's a quote from this book that I wrote: "Millions of eyes, yet no one saw. Millions of ears, yet no one heard. Millions of mouths, yet no one spoke. What good are these gifts that God Almighty give us that we don't use?" That's how we feel, honest to God.
Feel like giving hug to both of you right now, a virtual
We would love it, honestly. The whole
seriously.
Afghanistan needs a hug right now.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
and you guys are definitely great human. And as I said, that be positive. Bad, yes, good day. We are not seeing good days, but these bad days will be over soon.
Absolutely.
Trust me, because again, I always quote this thing: if it's not a good ending, it's not an ending yet,
Yeah.
That's true.
right? So definitely they will see good days. I mean, not just by I request all my viewers, send prayers their way. They need it, like how we send prayers when people were suffering from COVID.
Of
Yes,
course.
COVID is not over yet, but still we have some solace. We are in a better position.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
our prayers and our warm hugs for all my Afghan friends, and we love you all. Don't get bothered by anything. You guys are doing great. I am with you, Medina, always, always.
I
And
love you
and
so
I'm buying your book and you buy me a coffee.
much.
Oh,
We got you.
yes, yes.
You're sweet.
And thank you for joining us in this chit chat. I can talk to you guys forever. I mean, I connect so well with both of you. And no, Medina was always my good friend, and now I have a new friend, Rishad.
Absolutely.
Right, so definitely we need to meet up for coffee tomorrow.
Coffee it is.
Yes, coffee with Shweta, right, and on
Yes,
Rishad.
yes, yes.
We got you. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much. We
much.
just appreciate the fact that you You brought us here
Yes.
so we can talk to you and your audience and anyone that's listening. Thank you so much for watching us and listening to our voice and just hearing what our concerns are and just being with us today. Thank you
And
so much.
Madina, you are truly a beauty queen. That's how a queen should be, thinking for others. Time to put the crown aside, get back on work, right? So this is how queens are, and this is exactly what I say. We both come from fashion world, so people have this misconception that, oh, girls from fashion world just look great. No, they have great hearts too, right? We
No.
have seen enough, right?
Yeah, absolutely. When we need to be beautiful, we'll act like it. When we need to be like a queen, we will. But then there are times where we have to put that down and get to work and stand next to everyone that needs help, to
Yeah.
humanity.
We just got a question from one of our viewers. Where do they get this book from? So, Rishad, where if they want to buy the book, where can they get the book from?
Absolutely. So this book, Captive in Kabul, again, it's Captive in Kabul by Rishad Arbab Sangi. You can get this from Amazon. They have both versions, the PDF, what do you call it? The Kindle version, yes, online, and the actual paperback. So yeah, there's those two versions.
And you can send the link to Shweta
I will
as well,
definitely
so we can
send you the
post it.
link. Yeah.
And can I get the
Oh,
autograph from the author with the picture so that I can put it on Facebook? That hey,
Anything for
I
you,
have a
Shweta.
celebrity right here.
Anything you want, he got you.
Love you guys.
So yeah, it's an Amazon.
It's on Amazon. Okay, so you can find this book on Amazon, and it is by Rishad, and the title of the book is Captive in Kabul, right?
Yes.
Beautiful last name in the
Yep,
book.
yep. Again, the
The
book
lesson.
is Captive in Kabul by Rishad Arbab Sangi. You can find it in Amazon.
Find it on Amazon.
Yes.
Thank you guys for chit chatting with me. I wish I had my coffee. I will go and get after I'm done
Trying to
with you
stay
guys.
healthy. Water, no coffee.
Water is fine too. I don't even have water, right?
No, we can
And
do some chai.
chai.
Chai and samosas.
Oh my God, yes.
He's getting really picky now. He wants too much.
He's gonna work on his Hindi. Next time he meets me, he will be talking to me in Hindi, and maybe he'll teach me some. I know Urdu, but you speak Pashto? What do
No,
you
no,
speak?
Farsi, the main language.
Farsi.
Farsi.
Farsi. So Farsi is pretty close. I will probably understand. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
ठीक है.
ठीक है. वो क्या कहते हैं रात को शब्बा खैर.
Shabba khair.
Yeah,
That's
Shabba
it.
you guys say the same thing, right?
Yes,
It's
yes.
the same. Yeah.
Yes, शब्बा खैर and no, takliya is not the right word. What should be takliya? Like get out, right? No, I'm not going to say that.
You can say خوش شدم از دیدنتان. That means like it was basically a good seeing you both.
Say kushamadid.
Khushamadi is
Then
like welcome.
Welcome.
But
Oh.
Shabba khair is it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So Shabba Khair, Madina and Rishad, and thank you for chit chatting with Shweta, and to all my viewers, thank you for watching 4M. And Shweta is gonna say Shabba Khair.
Shabbat khair, Shweta. Thank you again so much.
Thank you all of you.
Good night.